Hello, my name is Max. I'm one of the architects of Unreal Media Server, and in this tutorial I'm going to demonstrate uVMS, Unreal Video Management System. Here I have a Windows 7 computer running Unreal Live Server. This is the Live Server configuration program that I'm using to record this tutorial. Let's go to our website and download and install uVMS. umediaserver.net uVMS download. uVMS is a web interface to Unreal Media and archival servers. It's a web application that allows you to publish live streams from practically any existing live audio-video encoders, IP cameras, webcams, RTSP IP cameras. Allows you publish it online, view it online, record it online. Okay. We have the installation web page here that explains you in detail the installation steps. uVMS requires Microsoft IIS web server to run on your machine and Microsoft SQL server. IIS web server comes with Windows. You just need to configure it on your computer, and SQL server also Microsoft offers free SQL Server 2005 or 2008 free SQL Server Express that you can freely download and install. Okay. Let's run the installation program for uVMS. uVMS will install also Unreal Media and archival servers if those servers are not running on your machine. Okay. So if you have IIS server not configured or SQL server missing, the installation program will warn you and will not continue until you configure IIS and SQL server. So Unreal Media Server installed. Now it's installing Unreal Archival Server. These servers are required for streaming video and recording video purposes. Now it's installing uVMS. Okay. So this is the application pool that you are installing uVMS to. You can, using IIS Manager, create a different application pool and put uVMS under this pool, because uVMS needs special configuration of application pool. Okay, uVMS is being installed. So in this tutorial I will demonstrate how to connect different video sources to uVMS, how to connect RTSP IP cameras, live flash media encoder, Unreal Live Server, MPEG transport stream devices. You can publish all those live sources from anywhere to uVMS that runs online somewhere on some data server. Okay. uVMS can be used on your local area network, so any computer on your LAN could navigate and use uVMS, and also from also external viewers from internet can use uVMS. So you can provide monitoring services, video as a service, network recording services over the internet. Okay, it'll take some time to install. Okay, now the installation is complete. And it tells you to navigate to 127.0.0.1 uVMS. 127.0.0.1 is your localhost IP address. And login as admin. That's a pre-built account for administrator. Admin is the username and admin is the password. Okay, let's close that and go there. One 27.0.0.1 uVMS. You can also navigate to uVMS, and normally you would run uVMS with your real local area network IP address. So let's log in with admin. And first thing that we need to do is update our password, so no one else can log in as admin. We should also update our security question. So let's put some security answer here. Save changes. Okay, yes, and then let's update the password as well. Current password is admin. I'm changing the password. Okay. And now you can, as administrator, you can start creating operators. Operators are actually the people who will create cameras, record cameras, and manage cameras. So let's create an operator. The operator can record, or you can create an operator that can only create cameras but cannot record them. So let's create one that can record cameras. Let's call it Opera1. Let's give it some email address. The operator can be an organization, can be a company. If you provide managed hosted services, the operator then the operator can be can have a website. So optionally, you can provide a website for operator. So that users can navigate to operator's website. Okay, that's a sample, of course, sample URL. And you can see the operator is created. You can update the operator rights here. And now the operator can navigate to this uVMS website and start creating cameras and operate cameras. Before I log in as operator, I want to show you two things. First of all, you should really use your real computer IP address instead of 127.0.0.1. So let's find out our IP address. is 192.168.1.10. So let's close this web browser. One 192.168.1.10 uVMS. That's how normally your local area network operators will log into uVMS. So let's have this browser open here. And now let me switch to my other LAN computer, and we will operate uVMS from there. Okay, that's my other computer. It's a Vista machine. Okay. Let's open a web browser there and go to 192.168.10 uVMS. So we're now working across local area network. That's our 192.168.1.6 machine. We're navigating to this address and logging in as an operator. But before I do that, I want to show you that you can really do it over HTTPS protocol. HTTPS. I have a SSL certificate installed on my IIS web server, but it's a testing certificate, so web browser complains. But because you are passing usernames and passwords, it's better to protect uVMS with SSL. So preferably you run uVMS with HTTPS protocol. So you can log in as Opera1, and those credentials will be, encrypted over, with secure socket layer, so no one can view them. But you need to really have a real SSL certificate. So now we are logged in as operator. Certificate. It still complains about that certificate. It's a testing certificate, so let me work with just HTTP. Okay. So now we are logging in as operator. And finally we are starting to see uVMS in action. So as an operator, the first thing you do is you create a new group of cameras. The group can be an operating room, a logical group of cameras, a classroom, any group that has cameras. Okay, let's call it cameras. This group can also represent, again, some small company or some small organization, depending on your setup. So you can give a URL to your group. Let's give some URL. Okay. And these are the visibility settings that group will have. All the cameras that you create in this group will have those visibility settings. You can change it individually on each camera, but they will, by default, they will inherit from those visibility settings. This setting tells you who will have a right to view the camera. Operators, registered viewers, or anyone who navigates to uVMS and does not log in, who doesn't have an account. So for now, let's keep protected access. And here you can specify what players will be used to view your camera. Flash player, Unreal player via unicast delivery, and unicast you can specify the transport, and Unreal multicast. So if you have viewers and operators in your local area network, it is recommended to set the multicast, so you save on bandwidth. So okay, let's save changes, and you have a group created. Once you click on the group, you can add cameras to this group. Let's add a new camera, and that's the most important feature of uVMS, is the ability of adding many different camera types, many different encoder types. So you can add Unreal Live Server. Static live broadcast means that uVMS will pull video from Unreal Live Server. Unreal Live Server dynamic live broadcast means that Unreal Live Server will push video to uVMS. RTSP camera, the uVMS will pull video from RTSP IP camera or server. RTMP flash publishing encoder, live flash media encoder, Wirecast, and other hardware that publishes video through RTMP. This is a push method again. The publishing encoder will publish RTMP stream to uVMS. This is another push method where MPEG transport stream equipment will send MPEG transport stream over UDP to uVMS. And MMS server is a pull method where uVMS pulls MMS streams from Windows Media Encoder, Microsoft Expression Encoder, MMS encoders. So let's create a static live broadcast, and here we need to let's give it a name, static live server IP address. We need to specify the IP address where Unreal Live Server runs, and I have it running on this machine, 192.168.1.6. That's the okay, let me maximize that. That's the Unreal Live Server here. It's a webcam, so it's running on 192.168.1.6, so it's gonna be 192.168.1.6. Alright, in uVMS you always need to click on Save Changes. That will actually create the camera or group on the server side. So here you can see a camera static was created. In this tree you need to select with mouse the group or the camera, and when you select, for example, a camera, a group, buttons appear, and when you select a camera, different set of buttons you can see here. So you navigate the tree with the mouse, and then when it selects the group or the camera, you can modify settings and operate the camera or the group. So once we created the camera, you can see that the camera appeared here in this list of available cameras, and as we said, you can view it with those different players. This is the link for the operator that we provided in the beginning, operator.com. This is the group, that should go to group.com, the link we gave. Okay. Oh, it keeps reloading. Alright, so let's try to view the camera. This is the Unreal player. Okay. The camera is watching me to record the tutorial. That's the unicast. Now let's try the multicast. Okay, multicast and flash player. So we can see the same feed with the flash player. Okay. So that's this computer. As you can see, I have uVMS running on my other computer, but here there is no cameras in the list. Note that here we are logged in. We are logged in as operator. We are operator. And here we are not logged in. So this camera inherits visibility settings from the group, and the group does not allow public view. So for this particular camera, for example, you can uncheck this box and select the public view, and of course you need to save changes. Once you did that, the camera will appear here in the list in a couple of seconds automatically. So then any public, if you did that, any public viewer that is not logged into the system, once he navigates to that address, will be able to view, to view the camera. Okay. And again, if you uncheck the public view, save changes, it will disappear from here and public viewers will not see it. Okay. Once you created the camera, you can do many different things with the camera. You see those buttons, start recording and start HLS. So let me start with the HLS. HTTP live streaming, because as you noticed, it has links with Unreal Player, Flash Player and Multicast. None of these links will work on iPad or iPhone. So for iPad or iPhone, you start HLS and you see HLS in progress. And now when you navigate with your iPhone to the same IP address, see the HLS player link appeared here, and I'll show you my iPhone, how it plays on my iPhone. So let me launch the Flash player here, so you see what I'm doing. Okay. I'm going to my Safari. 192. uVMS, and of course there is nothing in the list because the camera is not publicly viewable. So I need to log in. Instead, I'll just make the camera publicly viewable. Unable to make changes while camera is recording or doing HLS. Okay. Let's stop the HLS and make the change now. Okay. and start HLS. And since the camera is public now, you can see the camera is you can see the camera in this list. I hope you can see it on my iPhone. You can probably see the link. So I'm going to click here on HLS player. Okay, and it plays, as you can probably see, it plays on my iPhone. Okay, that's HLS. Alright. In the same time, while HLS is in progress, or regardless of HLS, you can do recording. So let's start recording. Name of recording, rec 1. Here you can provide the metadata for this recording, and you can change, going to the language file, you can change the names of those fields. So let's give it field 1. It can be a description about your recording. Like, for example, if you're recording a game, it can be like greens versus reds. Okay. Again, here you can specify player types for this recording. Sometimes you want to choose only the Flash player or only the Unreal player. For example, if your encoder encodes with Windows Media Video, then Flash player will not be able to play, so you will uncheck the Flash player. Or if you don't want people to play with Unreal player, to download the Unreal player or to install the ActiveX control, you will uncheck the Unreal. So let's uncheck the Unreal. Okay. So it says recording is starting. And now it says recording is in progress. And uVMS keeps state of what happens on the server side. So if you log out from the system, and log in again, or you close your web browser, all that doesn't matter. 192.168.1.10 uVMS. Oh, that's HTTPS. I want just HTTP because my certificate is a test certificate. So that's our camera. That is a public camera. It is still doing HLS, so you see the HLS link here. Per 1. Okay, so when you click on the camera, you can still see those recording in progress and HLS in progress. Okay, let's stop the HLS. So the HLS link is automatically is not in this list. Let's stop the recording. And how can you view the recorded file? Let's go to search archived streams. And you can view, you can search your recordings by different criteria, by name of operator, name of recording. The easiest is to search by date. You can, let's do, today is November 2nd. Let's just search from any file that was recorded since November 1st. Search, and you can see the recording, the file here. As an operator, you can also download the file. So you can play the file and you can download the file. The download link is given only to the operator who recorded the file. Let's play the file with flash player. That's our recording. You can navigate seek to any place in the recording. Okay, and as you can see, you selected the recording, and it allows you to update the visibility and player types. So for example, if you select the Unreal, you'll get the link for Unreal. And if you don't allow the public view, you can do that. So let's now switch to my other machine where we have this public user, the user that is not logged in. Let's see what happens if this user goes and searches recordings, searches anything anything later, anything that was recorded before, since November 1st. The search doesn't give any results because this recording here is available only for system operators and registered viewers. So again, if we allow public view, okay, then if a public user does the same search again, the public user can now view those recordings. But the public viewer will never have the download link. So the public viewer can never save the file to his machine. And registered viewers cannot do that too. Only the operator can do it. I'll explain later about another type of user in uVMS that's called registered viewer. Okay. So as you can see, recordings and cameras in uVMS can have different access levels. Okay. So let's navigate to main page here. Okay, let's do that here. Select the camera. You can, for any camera, you can create a scheduler for automated recordings. So for this camera, let's create a scheduler. You can change the time format from 12 to 24 hours format. I'll show you later how to change that and other settings in the web configuration file for uVMS. Okay, so now it's 8 p.m. Let's create some interval that starts at 6:25 p.m. and ends at 9:25 p.m. Okay, you can see this time interval added here, but again, until you click on the Save Changes button, the server doesn't know about this. You have only added it to your web browser. To send it to uVMS, you need to click on Save Changes. Let's do Save Changes, and now it's 8 p.m. So the camera should start automatically to record, and you can see that it is recording. You can add some other, let's add some other interval at night, from 2 to 6 in the morning, for example. Okay, save changes. Alright. While recording is in progress, even if it is started automatically, you can still stop recording. Or if you remove this interval while the camera is recording, the recording will of course stop. So let us remove the interval, save changes, and recording should stop. So once you configure the automated scheduler, you don't need to log into the system. It will record every day from 2 to 6 a.m. So let's go to this sourced archive streams from November, everything from November 1, and you can see here our automatically recorded file. Public view. So the other user, the anonymous user, will also be able to view the file. Okay. Alright. So now I'm going to show you the other types of cameras. So let's go to our cameras group and create a new camera. Now let's do the Unreal Live Server Dynamic Live Broadcast. Dynamic Live Broadcast means that Unreal Live Server will push video to uVMS. So let's call it dynamic. Let's give it some password. Save changes. You have a camera dynamic here, but as you notice, it did not appear in this list because for dynamic live broadcasts, the live server needs to be connected to uVMS. When uVMS detects that live server connects, that camera is connected, only then the camera will appear here. So you cannot have dead links here for dynamic live broadcasts. Only the live cameras will appear in this list. Okay, if you are doing that, if you are not, creating those broadcasts from the computer that runs a live server, you can simply click on this button, connect local live server. And I do have a live server running here on this computer. So just by clicking on this button, it tells you successfully connected. The camera will be online in a few seconds. Okay. So you connect your live server just by one button click, and you can see that it appears here. It's the same webcam, or could be different webcam, could be different live source. So it's very simple to connect the dynamic live broadcast this way. Okay. Let me create another camera of the type of RTSP camera server. Okay, RTSP camera, let's call it RTSP. And here we need to specify the RTSP URL. So I have a GeoVision IP camera here. Let me just show you the camera so you can see what I'm talking about. That's the GeoVision camera. Okay. All right. So for GeoVision camera, the RTSP URL is the following. The IP address of the camera is 192.168.1.3. That's my local area network. Slash, the port is 8554 slash channel 001.sdp. Okay, save changes. And the RTSP is a pull method. The uVMS will pull the video from this IP address, from this RTSP URL. Let's see if it works. Yes, it does. Okay. So we see the video from RTSP camera. And again, you can view it with Flash player, with any player that you can configure here. Okay, that's the RTSP. Now let me show you how to create a camera of type RTMP flash publishing encoder. Let's call it RTMP. Give it some password. Only you can see this password, nobody else can see it on this page because you're the operator. Save changes. Now, how can you connect RTMP encoders to this broadcast? Okay, let me go to my other machine. Okay, that's the remote desktop. On this computer I have Adobe Live Flash Media Encoder. Okay. And a different webcam that also watching me to record the tutorial. Alright, so what you need to do on your encoder is make sure it's a single bitrate, H.264, MP3 or AAC. That's the most important part, the Flash Media Server URL. So this IP address is going to be the IP address of uVMS, which is 192.168.1.10, the machine where you installed the uVMS, where uVMS runs. That's the right port, /live/ and here you need to provide the alias of your camera, the unique ID of your camera in uVMS system. In uVMS you can see that every camera that you created, where is it? I'm sorry, that's here. Every camera has so-called alias. So all the cameras that we created, they have aliases. This is the unique ID of camera in uVMS system. So they have names and also aliases. So here you need to provide the alias. Let's copy that. You just copy that from web page, and you paste it here in Adobe Live Flash Media Encoder. So that's your RTMP publishing URL. The stream name should always be live stream. Alright, let's connect. And now it asks for credentials. it asks for credentials because we specified here, we specified the password. So the username is always going to be encoder, and the password is per camera, so you can create different passwords per different cameras. Okay, so it's the password that you specified there. Okay, connected. Now it's connected. And note that the RTMP camera is in the tree, but it did not appear in the list of available cameras, because this method is also a push method. The RTMP encoder pushes video to uVMS, so until it actually started to push video, uVMS will not display it in the list of available cameras. When uVMS detects that flash encoder pushes video to pushes video, then the camera will appear in this list. So in order to do that, we need to start publishing. So let me click on the start button here, start. Okay, we are publishing video to uVMS. And in a couple of seconds, the live camera link should appear here. It just did. So RTMP. So now you can view the let's minimize that. You can view this camera again with different players. Okay. So you can configure the visibility settings per every camera. Currently this one inherits visibility settings from the group. You can uncheck that and you can say I don't want Unreal player, for example. I only want flash. Save changes, and you will only see the flash link here. Okay. For all those types of cameras, you can do the same operations as I showed you on this one. You can start recording, you can start HLS. Let's record something from RTSP camera. Start recording, RTSP1. Okay. It says start recording. In the same time, you can record as many cameras as you want. At the same time, let's record the flash, live flash media encoder, RTMP. RTMP1. Okay. Now both of those cameras are recording. Okay. So it is still publishing, right? Still publishing. Yeah. Okay. Now it says that RTMP is also recording. You can create scheduler, you can do HLS for any type of cameras that we have here in the tree. Okay, let's stop recording for RTSP. Stop recording for RTMP. Go to archived streams. Search from November 1st. Okay. Here you see those. Files. You can download the file. You can play the file as an operator. Okay. Now, another type of camera that I want to show you is, let's create a new camera of MPEG-2 transport stream. So there's many different audio-video devices that are able to send MPEG-2 transport stream over UDP. So uVMS can get those streams. So let's call it MPEG transport stream. I can use VLC here on my computer to send MPEG-2 transport stream. I can also use Unreal Live Server. Actually, I've got here Unreal Live Server, Unreal Media Server. I'm sorry, Unreal Media Server. I have an Unreal Media Server that is connected to our screen capture broadcast, screen capture filter. So let me start MPEG-2 transport stream to the IP address of uVMS 192.168.1.10, port 1234, for example. Okay. So here in this broadcast we need to specify a local or multicast IP address. So your device, your MPEG transport stream encoder will send the stream to this IP address or to some multicast IP address. So in our case we're sending, another computer sends the MPEG transport stream to this IP address, so the IP address is going to be 192.168.1.10. The port is 1234. Okay. So the MPEG transport stream, let's try to watch it. And this is a screen capture, as you can see. We are capturing ourselves. So we have 5 different types of live broadcasts, live media encoders. Configured. One thing that I want to show you is you can now, if you navigate to the group, you can view all those cameras in this group in one web page. So view group cameras, you can see all of them. Okay, that's the RTSP, that's the Unreal Live Server. MPEG transport stream is the screen capture. I have 100% CPU usage here, so it's a little difficult. Alright. Okay, now we have all five feeds here. Let's close this heavy web page. Okay. Okay, now I want to show you the other types of users that can be added to uVMS. Okay, let me close the live flash media encoder. Takes too much CPU. So as an operator you can let just public viewers to view your cameras. So if we go to other machine, we have here just one camera available, because this camera, unlike other cameras, this camera allows public view. These cameras do not. So if you want, the easiest is go to the group and specify a public view here. If we do that, save changes, then all 5 cameras are going to be public, and they're all going to automatically be viewable for public viewers. Sometimes you wanna give access only for certain users, the ones that pay you or for some other reasons. So you create so-called registered user. Let's create a new user. The user can also connect his camera to uVMS. It's going to be a temporary camera. The camera is going to be in uVMS while the user is online. So, or you can create a user that only can view video feeds. So currently, let's create a user that can do both, can view video feeds and connect camera to the system. Let's call it user one. User one. User one. User one. Okay. So we have registered a new user. And we can also, anytime we can modify his rights. Okay. So you have a uVMS system somewhere and you have created this new user. A user logs into the system. Let me log in on this machine. Let me log in as this user. User 1. First, let me change the visibility settings here in this group to only to register viewers. I will not even allow all other system operators to view the camera. Only this operator, me, myself, and my registered viewers will be able to view those cameras. So if there is any other operators in the system, they will not be able to see the cameras in this list, and of course in this tree. So it's only me, the operator, and my registered viewers. Okay, so as you can see here, only one camera is still in the list because this camera. It is still allows public view. The others just inherit from the group, and the group is, as we just set the group. So let's just update this one so it inherits from the group. Alright. So now this one will disappear, so a public viewer cannot view anything now. So you can refresh the page or you can reopen the browser. You will not see those cameras. And now if you log in as user 1, alright, so you see those cameras. There's RTMP is not there because I've closed the Flash Media Live Encoder, so it's not publishing anymore. Okay, let's delete the RTMP. So this viewer, this user can view the cameras, for example, transport stream, that is actually a screen capture. Okay, or static broadcast, which is a webcam. And the user can also connect a camera to a system. So the external user can only do it using Unreal Live Server installed on his computer. He cannot use any other RTSP cameras or any other media encoders. So he needs to install the live server and just click on this button, and successfully connected. The camera is online now. So see, the camera is automatically created, and you can see an automatic group created, and the user 1 is in this group. So that's his that's the links for his camera. You can also, as an operator, you can record this camera, you can HLS. Let's view his camera. Okay, that's a screen capture feed. So external user can be a temporary user, a traveling reporter, or a patient that just wants to show his camera to a doctor. Any type of temporary user that just wants to give temporary access to his camera for recording and for viewing to an operator. So once the external user logs out, his camera will automatically disappear. It disappears from here and from the list of available cameras. I want to log out from the operator account and log in as admin account. Admin. Let's view the admin page again. Here you can see a syslog, a user activity table. So everything that I've done, I've created cameras, I've deleted cameras, user activity is recorded in this table. You can clear the table. You can also clear the recordings. You can remove the operators here. You can also create an external users as administrator. So when you create this external user belongs to operator 1, you can see external users. You can see all external users here, but you can also create a new user that belongs to admin. This is a special user that will be able to view cameras from all operators that allow viewing for external users. And all operators in the system will be able to record his camera. So it's like a system-wide registered user that can see all the cameras in the system if those cameras have view for registered users setting. So not just for one operator, but system-wide. And all operators will be able to record, will view his camera and will be able to record. Okay, main page. I will not create a new user. I just explain this. Also, maybe sometimes you want all operators to operate the same cameras, to see the same cameras. So there is a built-in operator user admin, and you can create a new shared group. This group will be shared between operators. So if we call it common cameras, let's just call it common, save changes. There is a group common, and all operators will see this group. So let's log out, login back as operator 1. Okay, you can see 3 groups here. This group that it was automatically created, a group named cameras that we created, and the group named common. So all the operators in the system will be able to see this group, but only operator 1 will see those groups. So under common we can also create a camera, and all operators will see this camera. Let's do that. Let's create a new camera, name it common 1. Let's do static live broadcast 192.168.1.10 .6. Save changes. Common 1. Okay, now let's log out and create a different operator. Let's go to admin, login as admin. Okay. Create a new operator. Operator cannot record. Let's do cannot record. Operator 2. Okay. Register. Enter correct email address. Okay. User registered. Okay. So now if we are logging in as operator 2, we can see this group and this camera, but we cannot see the groups for the groups and cameras of operator 1. So this is the shared group and shared cameras that all operators share, and we can operate them. But as you can see, okay, reconnecting. As you can see, this operator cannot record. There's no recording button here. Okay, for some reason our remote desktop connection is not there. Let's try remote desktop. Okay. Okay, let's see. We're still recording here. That's good. Okay, so this operator cannot record the camera. Okay, that's shared cameras. And probably the last thing that I want to show you is if we log out from the system, let's go back to the computer that has uVMS installed, which is this computer, and let's go to installation folder of uVMS, which is going to be C inetpub www.root uVMS, and open webconfig file. That's the file that you want to open to see different settings, to see and modify. Okay. Different settings for uVMS. Let's open it with Notepad. Alright. So that's where you edit your organization name, because here it says my organization. Okay, you put something like my big company or your organization name. Okay, default language, default archival route. By default, the recorded files will be split by files of 60 minutes. You can change this value, so it can be split split with files of 10 minutes. How many concurrent recordings you allow? -1 means any number of concurrent recordings. So 5 cameras, 10 cameras can be recorded in the same time. You can set here different values, so only 2 cameras can be recorded in the same time. Now, when an operator starts recording, you can limit the amount of time, the duration of manual recording. So if the operator forgets to stop recording, the recording will be automatically stopped after this amount of minutes. So currently the default value is 2 hours. If the operator does not stop it after 2 hours, it stops automatically. You can set this to -1 to ignore, to allow not to stop it automatically, so that recording just continues until the operator stops it. Unreal Player in web page. Whether the Unreal Player will show as an ActiveX control embedded in a web page, or it will show or it will launch as a separate application. So let's do 0, means it's not on a web page. Public search allowed. Currently a public viewer can go to recordings page and search the recordings. Let's not allow that. Quick, you can change the flash player style. 12 hours format, you can change it to 24 hours format, and other settings. Save. Okay, save. Yes, access denied. Okay. You cannot directly save under CINet pub CINet pub double root folder. So let's save it to desktop. Save, close the file, go to desktop, copy the file, and just paste it here. Overwrite it. Yes, continue. Okay, so uVMS now should have a little different look. Let's make sure this is the case. Okay, so now my big company, and now we are a public viewer, and there's no link for, we cannot go for archived streams because we did not allow it. So even if we try to navigate there, uVMS, archive, I think it's called archive ASPX, archive ASPX, it will throw us back to this web page. Okay, let's log in as Oper1. Alright. Unreal Player. Okay, let me log out and go to other machine and log in here, Opera 1. Okay. So Unreal Player, let's open this one. As you can see now, it's an external media player. It's the external Unreal Media Player. It's not embedded in the web page. What else did we change? We changed other settings related to recording. So if let's try to record, we allow 2 concurrent recordings. So let's record this one. It doesn't record. Oh, recording is starting. Okay, it records. Record this one. MPEG transport stream. And record this one. Okay. When we try to record the third camera, it tells us limit of allowed concurrent recording session, because we specified 2 concurrent recordings. So the changes that we made are actually in effect. So that's the basics of uVMS. Again, you can use uVMS for many different purposes. Alright, that's the end of this tutorial. Thank you for your patience.